Okay, thank you. Good evening and welcome to the City of Lincoln's regular meeting of the City Council. Tonight's meeting will be televised and available on cable channel 18 and via Zoom. Tonight we have a special presentation by the Lincoln Legacy Choir.
Want to speak first or do you want to sing first? Okay, so if you're going to stand there, maybe Councilmember Reedy can let you borrow his mic. We want to make sure everybody hears you.
Oh, okay. Hi, I am Cynthia Hagman, formerly known as Hagman or Mrs. Hagman at Lincoln High School, and it's really good to see all of you. We've sung for you guys before, and this is not Lincoln High School. This is, I think you might be able to tell that just by looking. But I'm going to ask, this is called Legacy Community Choir, and I'm going to ask our board members to step forward. Come on up. And will each of you please introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Brianna Lopez.
I'm Caleb McKeon.
I'm Lauren Gilbride. And I'm Oksana Richardson.
And 3 out of these 4 board members were actually students at Lincoln High School that were in the choir for 4 years. And I'm going to ask them a couple questions. And I'm going to ask Caleb, you take this one. Who are we? How did we come to be?
Hello, everyone. We are the Legacy Community Choir. We came to be really last summer. We started last summer. We officially got nonprofit status this summer. So it's been a bit of a journey, but yes, we're the Legacy Community Choir and we serve the whole community. So anyone 16 and up can join.
Okay, very good. Good. Next question. Oh, that was my second one. Can anybody join? Yeah, very good. And this is Brianna. And Brianna, would you tell us just a little bit of what we've done so far since we've been an organization?
Yeah, so what we've done so far is definitely a lot of community events. We sang for the Lincoln Tree Lighting, if any of y'all were there. We have also sang for a couple bingo nights for the Lincoln Community Foundation. Other places in the community as well, some schools. We've collaborated a number of times with the Lincoln High School Choir as well. And our most recent one, that was the most exciting, is we got to sing at the state capitol.
Yes.
Very, very fun. They allowed us to join and it was really sweet.
Yeah. And so with that, we'll go ahead and sing our first song for you, and then I'll address a couple more things after that. All right, I think it's best for you. This works. This works. I'll get right in. Okay. Do you have any flat? Okay. Anybody have any flat on the phone? Where's my phone? My phone's out there too. Ben's got it. That sounds right. Somebody's getting an E flat for us. That sounds good. All right, I think that's it. All right.
Here we come a-caroling among the leaves so green. Here we come a-wandering so fair to be seen. Love and joy come to you, and to you at Christmas too. And God bless you and send you a happy new year. And God send you a happy new year. Ring, 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 ring. Good Christian men rejoice with heart and soul and voice. Give heed to what we say, news, news. Jesus Christ is born today. Oxen asked before him bow, and he is in the manger now. Christ is born today. Christ is born today. Bring a torch, and as is our bell, bring a torch to the cradle run. This is God's joyful Calvary, Christ is born, and Mary's falling on. All beautiful is the mother. All beautiful is the. Sing all merrily on high, in heaven the bells are ringing. Ding dong merrily the sky is filled with angels singing. Glory, Hosanna in excelsis. Glory, Hosanna in excelsis. Sings Christ the King. Shall sing, oh, praise to Him, God the famous song. Oh, rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Oh, with love, with bells of holly, it's the season to be jolly. On me now, change your life. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your King. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. A Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
So I would like to say one more thing. You've noticed that we're all different ages and do a lot of different things in life, but the music brings us all together. How many of you are actually in college right now? lot. How many did college? Bet we kind of did a long time ago. Or never did it. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun for me. This is a whole new experience working with adults. And it's been a lot of fun to see how much these guys are dedicated to making this an excellent group, an excellent experience, an excellent representation, again, of our beautiful city of Lincoln and just of, you know, Placer County in general. So we are delighted to have a lot of success. I think what we have for this, the number of performances for this season. 13 performances in about the last 3 weeks. So a couple more to come still. But it's been surprising that we were asked to come to so many different places, and it's been a great experience. And so I just hope that you guys keep us in mind, and we're happy to sing at any of the events and represent Lincoln as well as we can. So that kind of gives our vision for the future. And we will finish. Got one more song? Ryan, you got your guitar? You know, you could pull up a chair right there. That'd be great.
If I can get it out, that's amazing.
Oh goodness, we've got that guitar. It's right there. So one song that I've been doing for a long, long time, over 20 plus years at the end of most of our concerts, is Silent Night. And so we're going to sing that for you. Orion's going to play a little solo on the guitar, and then we're going to sing it again the third round through. I'm going to ask you to sing with us if you would, if you feel like it.
No, thank you so much for coming. Mrs. Hagman, as she said, she was the choir teacher for Lincoln High School for many, many years. My daughter used to sing for her. So this is really emotional for, because we missed those days.
Yeah.
And it was time for Mrs. Hagman to retire, but as you can see, she's not retired. And,
I'm not retired from what I love.
yes,
I
the-
am
the-
retired from
from,
meetings.
from
so
getting
that's
up every
good.
day and going to work. Yeah, so congratulations. But thank you all for coming. You guys do such a great job and we really appreciate it. They did come at, I think in the 4th of July, and you had a very small group and we said, how about you come at Christmas? So thank you for coming. I know that took a little bit longer than we normally do for the prayer, but I think it was worth it and it's Christmas and it was beautiful. And thank you so much. Yes.
I do want to mention, we have music teachers in our midst. Some of you may know Kathy Hutchings, who also retired a year before I did, and she's subbing back in the district teaching the little ones, the TK. Yeah, and we have other music teachers that have taught in other places, and so it's kind of fun to have a group of musicians that really love to do it for the sake of music. Thank you for having us.
Yes.
We'd love to come back.
All right. Move back over so they can.
All right, you guys can file out.
Well, yeah, we'll get
however
out of
you
your
think.
way. There you go. There you go. Thank you. Very much for coming. Yeah, you bet. Yeah, no, you're okay. Yeah, that's so wonderful. Let them go. Thank you. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Tell your mama I said hi. It's good to see you. Yes. Thank you so much. Oh, Bet, I didn't recognize you with your blonde hair. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. Yeah, she misses you too. Well, she would have went on your trip to Europe if she wasn't moving to Boise at the time. Yeah, so, yeah. All right, thank you for that. All right. All right, welcome everybody to the City of Lincoln 2025 regular meeting, City Council, Lincoln Redevelopment Successor Agency, Lincoln Public Financing Authority, December 9th, 2025. It's 6:18, call the meeting to order. Hope, could we have roll call, please?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Reedy.
Here.
Councilmember Pearl.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Brown.
Here.
Councilmember Eklund.
Here.
Mayor Andriata.
I'm present, thank you. Item number 3, report from closed session. We did not have a closed session tonight, so there's nothing to report. And Mr. Wolfoot is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you very much. All right, item number 5, we need to have a conversation, our succession of mayor and vice mayor and oaths of office. So I just want to say, and I think I'm going to have a minute later to talk too, but this is always a special time of year because we get to come together. It's the holidays. We only have one meeting in November and December, and this is the point where we rotate. We welcome in the new mayor and vice mayor, and as you all know, this was my second time serving as mayor, and it's always a great honor to be on the council, to serve as mayor. When you love your town, it's not work, and even in the hard days, it's still good. Oh, I don't need that. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you. I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm gonna hold it together. All right, so it's a little different this time because before we were in districts, the rotation was set by how many number of votes a candidate got and who became council, and it was that there was a formulaic procedure. And since we've been in districts, we've kind of pivoted a little bit, and we really do need to nail down a specific policy in writing. However, right now what we're going to do is what we always do anyway. We have to take a vote regardless of the procedure. And we will nominate who the council feels is the best person to lead. Not that everyone here is not qualified, they all are, but we're going to do that. And so I think I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Pro Tem Brown because he's asked to do this.
I appreciate that. And Holly is absolutely right. Things have changed a little bit with the city getting quite a little bit bigger, and with us going into districts, it's a little more difficult to just go through just a rotation for the mayor. And so, with that, this coming year, I'll be running again for being reelected, and with that, I feel like my time, I don't want my time taken away from what a mayor would do during those times. So with that, I would ask that I be passed over for mayor this coming year. And then I would like to nominate Richard Pearl to be mayor for this coming year.
I will second that nomination. So do we want to have a conversation or discussion?
Well, I think at some point we do need to
We do.
actually update the policy for what we really want it to be, but
Well, we've been trying to workshop that for a long time, and we we will this year, but we will do it again. Yes, yes. Okay. Do we have to do public comment on this? I don't know. Okay, okay. Would anybody like to make a public comment on this item? Anybody online? Okay, all right. If there's no other comments or questions, let's take a vote.
Okay, thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Brown,
yes.
Mayor Andriata,
Yes.
Councilmember Reedy,
Yes.
Councilmember Pearl,
Yes.
Councilmember Eklund.
Yes.
Would we also do the vice mayor at this point?
We
too?
will. Congratulations. So I will say this too, that one of the precedents that was set by councils way before my time was that, and I know every city does it differently, and they have their own requirements and their own precedents and their own, priorities when it comes to who their mayor and vice mayor is. But for Lincoln, the thought was that there wouldn't be a mayor, vice mayor unless they would not serve in that unless they've been on the council for 2 years. But because we do have a unique situation, and now Mayor Pearl, in just a moment when we swear you in and move you over, has been involved with the city for many, many years. He was our elected treasurer last term. And so I think that we're in good hands, and I don't think, normally I would say, we need to stick to the precedent, but in this case, I think we're in good hands, and I'm very excited for you to lead us this coming year.
I look forward to it, without a doubt.
Good, awesome. And so with that, then we also need to choose a new mayor pro tem or vice mayor. I don't know which term we like better. And so I don't know if anybody wanted to, I'm
I'll
happy
move
to
to-
make the motion, but go ahead if you want.
Yeah,
to.
no, I'll move to appoint Whitney Eklund, Mayor Pro Tem.
Yep, and I will second that. Any comments or questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Thank you. Councilmember Reedy,
Yes.
former Mayor Andriata.
I'm still mayor for 30 more seconds.
Okay.
A little longer. You guys
Mayor
are messing up my
Andriata.
progress.
Yeah, yes. No, I'm not holding on, but you know what they say, once mayor, always mayor, but that's okay. Yes, I vote yes.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Brown.
Yes.
Councilmember Eklund.
Yes.
Councilmember Pearl.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I will also say this too, that it's also very rare. I mean, it happens, but not all the time, where you have 3 new council members come on at once. And I'm just so proud of the work that this council's done. I'm proud of our whole council, but John, Whitney, and Richard hitting the ground running, the excellent work that everyone has done this year. We've really pulled it together, and we have some challenges in front of us that we are dealing with, but we also have had a lot of great wins this year, and I'm just really proud of the work. But same thing for Whitney. I think Whitney will serve with excellence as vice mayor this year and hopefully be mayor in 27. So we'll, yeah, so I'm very proud of both of you and very excited for you.
Thank you so much.
You bet, you bet.
And Mayor, before you move on with the formalities, we had something for you. So
Okay,
this is from staff and council for you. And we've given you, you've served in lots of roles over the years. And so as your former colleague, Paul Joyner, would have said, you probably don't need yet another thing to hang on your office walls. So Councilmember Eklund put together something that you can keep that we think is actually more valuable. And it's going to be on the big screen in a minute when they pull it up.
okay.
Move the tissues closer to Holly.
I know, right? Yeah. Everybody knows I'm a crier. I just can't help it. Yes.
Want to thank the Lincoln Hills veterans for inviting me to be here with you today. It truly is an honor and a privilege to speak, not only as the mayor of Lincoln, but as a patriotic American.
So first of all, Lord, we ask for your presence. We ask that you be with us here, keep everybody safe, keep us unified in our goal and our purpose, and let our voices be heard. And God, we ask that we already. It is a privilege to stand before you this morning in the place that I love, in the place that I grew up and chose to build a family here. And this is our town, our streets, our parks, our school, and our. It is the honor to serve you and to serve the city. We love you guys. We hope you have a great day. And keep local control so that we can have some measure of responsible growth. Keep it the feel that we want, keep the community together. Holly Andreotti here, Mayor of Lincoln. I look forward to joining you on Friday with other Placer County mayors to talk about what's happening in my town in Lincoln and all things Placer County. This town means everything to me. I love this town. Our job is to stay ahead of that curve, to anticipate threats before they show up, and to ensure our first responders have what they need before they need it. Thank you. Whitney's quite the guru with the videos these days. Thank you. That's very, very, very touching. Thank you. I do love this too. And I appreciate staff and all the work that you do. And I don't even know why I'm so emotional. I'm not dying, not leaving. I'm still here. We have a year. And then hopefully I'll be with the supervisors and I can fight hard for Lincoln in a different capacity. But either way, I'll still be here. But thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, which direction am I going? Yes, okay, let's go. Mayor Pearl? Do it separately. They deserve their own.
Swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
to the Constitution of the State of California,
and that I take this obligation freely
and I take this obligation
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or reservation,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
the duties of the office which I'm about to enter.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Do you want to take a picture with your wife? Yes. Things are important.
Whitney.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
the duties.
Thank you.
I'm gonna move.
That would be John. That would be John here. Holly.
All right, I didn't get mine.
Right?
Oops. I like cheese.
I like this seat. I like this seat.
If I take just a moment or two, Holly, I'm picking up this gavel. I never realized how heavy it was, you know? You know, just the weight of responsibility. I follow in the line of some fabulous mayors in addition to city council people. But Holly, our late friend Dan Carlskin, Paul Joyner, Alyssa Silli, I see Stan Nader in the back over there. The work that is done by this council is done as a team. And I have been among and around cities and counties all my professional career. I have very rarely seen a council and an administration that is pulling in the same direction as hard as this group has done. And it's a pleasure to be here. One thing I didn't realize until I joined this, how much of a family we are, rely on each other for both the council and the staff. We work for the people. That is everything, every day that we get up, that's what we have to do. That's the only thing we have to do. I look forward to this challenge. I look forward to working with all my friends and colleagues. It's going to be just a fabulous year. I think every year is good. I came in 2008. We brought the Great Recession with us. Thank you. Yes. And so I was here through the bad times, and we turned the corner. It was hard work. It took so much effort by so many people, so many dedicated, countless hours. But we are just, we're poised. I just know that we are poised to really fulfill our destiny. And I'm just going to just close by saying, thank you, Penny, for allowing me to do this. You know, you can't do this by yourself. When you're in a relationship, being up here, I don't think many people understand exactly what it takes, how much you have to give of yourself. And when you give of yourself to the community, take away from your family, frankly. And it's a trade-off. It's something that we do. We love it. We love this community. And that's why we do it. I look forward to just being here and working with my colleagues and the staff and just moving this. Whitney.
Yeah, I just want to say that we have big shoes to fill. And making that video and then watching it really sets a example, a kind of a gold standard of what a mayorship role can be when you put your heart and soul into it. And all the time, in addition to the work and being everywhere, it's a lot and it is exhausting at times, but what I know you get in return and the community gets in turn is worth it. And we just so value and appreciate the last year of setting the standard and the example for us and all of us just really coming together. I couldn't have said it better than our Mayor Pearl, that we're a team and it feels really great. I selfishly don't want it to change. We hope Holly to succeed in her future endeavors and for all of us to succeed, but it feels like we're in our groove. So I'm appreciative of our team and I think everybody is doing as much as they can and more, and we'll just keep that up. And I'm honored to be here with everybody and be part of this team. So thank you.
Again, Holly, thank you for everything that you've done this year. You really have shown what a mayor is about.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
On to business.
All right, let's go.
Great.
Yeah.
Agenda modifications. Anyone from the council or staff want to pull anything off the agenda? So relatively light
Yeah,
agenda
we're
today.
good.
Nice.
No presentation.
Carrie Callahan.
Yeah, so as Carrie comes up, Mayor, I'll just share, Carrie and I work a lot together on a lot of different things. And one of the things recently that's been going on in terms of just sort of the community dialogue about Lincoln's growth and how that impacts public services, including, and maybe most importantly, in the school district, is some of those growing pains and how we have chosen to try to address those. And those that have been paying attention and attending meetings probably remember the Village 7 deal that we did earlier this year and the success we hope that brings. And what I said to her board last week was that if I'm being introspective about it, one of the ways that I think maybe I didn't do such a good job there was that when we were completed with it, I just kind of stopped talking about it and we moved on to whatever the next issue was. And it didn't really give the community who don't have as much time to dedicate to all of this a good knowledge of why it was so important and why it will move the needle for the district and why we hope to recreate it elsewhere in other projects. And so as some of the discussion has occurred about redistricting in the district, there's been some what I think we would call maybe misinformation about how hard we're working on trying to address school capacity needs as a joint group. And so she and I agreed that I would attend her board meeting, and she's nice enough to come to our city council meeting and speak to you a little bit about her perspective. So
Well, thank you
Superintendent Carrie Callahan.
Thank you very much. I first want to say how much I appreciate that Sean came to our board meeting last week, and I appreciate that he also approached me regarding some concerns, and that Councilman Reedy also scheduled some time with me. And so I want to give just some context for the rest of the council, just so that you understand why maybe some of the things have more recently kind of bubbled. You may have read some things in the news of late related to the growing pains that we as a school district are experiencing, and some difficult decisions that have been made related to Lincoln Crossing attendance boundary, and then also First Street Elementary. And so and then previously to that, Sheridan Elementary related to Village 1. And so with those issues more of recent, we have had a series of community meetings where we have talked with the community about kind of where we are currently, where we've been in the past, and where we are moving to the future. And I want to reinforce what Sean said related to the partnership. We have made it very clear when we have met with community members that our partnership is stronger than it has ever been, and the work that we did with Village 7 is nothing short of miraculous. And to my knowledge, we have never in Western Placer Unified School District been able to negotiate a fully funded school in any of the communities in this area. So it is unbelievable the work that we were able to do, and we are so grateful for the partnership that we have established. And Mayor Pearl, you spoke about the team that you have, and I couldn't agree more in terms of what I've experienced in my 12 years in the district and my 5th year now as superintendent. And I like to consider ourselves as a school district an extension of that team, because when we are working together, we are doing great things for this community. As the largest employer of Lincoln, I know it's critical for the work that you do, and certainly for what brings this community together is our public services, including education. And so again, that Village 7 deal is amazing, and we are so grateful. That said, as part of the conversation that we had with our community about the issues that we're facing now, they're from the past, and we're addressing issues that were a result of big boom back in the early 2000s, and now kind of as things are picking up and we're doing the infill, we've shared our story in terms of some of the hardships that have occurred over over the years and the impact that that has had on our district in terms of our ability to fully fund schools or expand existing schools to be able to support the students that are coming out of the existing developments as well as potential development in the future. And so I think as a result of some of those conversations, there were some misinterpretations as to the current status of where we're at versus where we were once upon a time. And so I want to publicly apologize to all of you because it was never our intention for there to be any misconception about where we are currently today when we were expressing kind of the history of where our district has been in relationship with city development and funding for schools. So I just want you to know that. And Sean said it beautifully last week with our school board about, we can't go back, we can't fix the past. All we can do is learn from it and move forward and do better. And we are committed to that partnership. And I appreciate that we had a 2x2 meeting last week and had a joint mutual agreement that we are committed to negotiating things together as we move forward and address the impact of students coming out of the different villages that are earmarked to be developed and developing currently. So thank you for that. I don't know if there's any questions or.
Questions from the council? Comments?
Yep. Thanks, Carrie. Appreciate that very much.
Thank you, Carrie. Without a doubt. Yeah, most people don't understand that there are two separate organizations here, but we are joined together, in serving your population, which is the younger folks, and we're serving the entire, but we really are a united group, and we have to be in order to make this work. And it's especially hard as we grow, and we're going to continue to grow from where we are. So the challenges are going to continue to be there, and we're just going to work together to make sure that it will work for our community. So thank you very much, Carrie. Really appreciate that.
And before I go, I just want to say congratulations, Holly, for an incredible year. And I echo everything that was said about your heart and soul for this community and what you've done as a mayor. And congratulations to Richard and to Whitney for your next phase of this year.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thanks.
Anyone in the public would like to make a comment? Anyone on Zoom?
I just wanted to touch on, our superintendent mentioned about our 2x2, and I was going to talk about this later, but since we're on topic now, we did agree that moving forward, the best thing for communication and efficiency is that we would try to do our best to make sure most and all communications go to our city manager and staff and Superintendent Callahan and staff. And, we can have conversations, but as far as negotiations and, the specifics of development projects, that needs to be both of them in the same room together so that there isn't any misunderstandings or miscommunications. So, yeah, we're committed to doing that.
Thank you again, Carrie.
Thank you.
Good. Next item is public comment on non-agenda items, and all speakers' time will be limited to 3 minutes unless extended by the mayor. All comments or questions should be addressed to the mayor, and in most cases, the city council is prohibited from discussing or taking action on any item not appearing on the posted agenda, but may engage in a brief discussion, provide direction to city staff, or schedule items for future meetings. So we do have three comment cards. I want to call Fran Nevis because we're always used to hearing you, Fran, and we're delighted to have you down here joining us today.
Well, hi, I'm just so glad I came down here tonight, especially to hear the choir. I've known some of them since they were like in second grade, I loved going to the State of the City. I was so happy I went to that, and one of the reasons I'm here tonight was because I didn't get the email with the contact for the Zoom, and I went all over the website and I couldn't find out how to get on the Zoom. So I finally emailed Jennifer and asked her to put me on the Zoom, and then found out Mary was coming. And so I'm just so happy to be here tonight. And yeah, it was a wonderful year. But I'm here because of Oak Tree Lane and 193. And Sunday, You can shake your head. Come down there. Put this down. I want to see you. Thank you. Did you start by 3 minutes already? Probably. Well, you know, by the time you get through your platitudes and just saying thank you and Merry Christmas, everybody, your 3 minutes are gone, you know, so you got to say what you want to say. So Sunday, there was a really bad 3-car accident at Oak Tree Lane in 193. And if you go down 193 at all, Joey Mitchell Drive, he's probably turning over in his grave, but you'll see all these tire marks on the white barriers, you know, where cars, it's so narrow there. They even have a sign now, it says narrow lane. And those barriers are on pavement. They could be moved over. There's a lane there. And I myself was coming out of Lincoln Christian Academy on Wednesday, and there was a flagman there. And all the cars going east were stopped. And he flagged me to turn left, come to town. And I came out there and I couldn't turn. I had to tell the car, put my window down, ask the car to move back so I could turn left. That shouldn't be happening. That's so dangerous. And that's not even Oak Tree Lane. So I wanted to mention that yesterday, and Anita, you know, a couple of meetings ago said, PG&E said there would be signal poles there on December 8th, yesterday, right? And no lights, but no poles. Well, guess what? There's no poles there today. But yesterday, there were so many cars and trucks there. I stopped counting. They were all in the Lincoln Christian Living Center parking lot. They were on both sides of Oak Tree Lane, both sides of 193. Just cars, underground people, PG&E people. I mean, there were so many people there, you could hardly get down Oak Tree Lane. I go there about 5 times a week, so I'm very familiar with that. So yesterday was a very special day in our church. And we had an evening service planned, and it's like Sunday, so there was going to be thousands of people there. And we had to cancel it because that's the day PG&E put the power out. So many of our parishioners went to Rockland and Roseville just last night, okay? And then I think I'm almost, so what I want, and I'm glad to see Fragie here, because when I ask the city, they say, well, it's the developer, you know? Because there is a right turn lane from Oak Tree Lane to 193 East. And all they're using it for is parking. That would really, really help us coming out of there. And anybody who goes up and down there wonders, why isn't that lane open? So I'm asking you to immediately tomorrow, get down there. I mean, you know, and get that right turn lane open at least. That would really help. And Lincoln Living Center, they have a huge light in their parking lot at night. And I don't see why the city can't put some kind of light out there on that corner, you know, a temporary light or something, because you've got people going up and down that street just all the time.
Let me break in for a second and ask Sean to respond to some of the points you're making, but thank you.
Yeah, hi, Fran. I was excited because I was waiting for you to get through the first part, and then I went Oak Tree Lane because I knew that was coming up. So actually, I have something better for you. If that's okay. So just to be really blunt and candid about this project, Tony knows it, our engineering team knows it. This has been a big pain. Intersection improvements and signalized intersections are not exactly like cutting edge. They're done. And so it's very frustrating that in local governments, one of the things that happens is you get very frustrated because many times you do have total control to get the thing you want completed, and then sometimes you don't. And in this case, Pacific Gas and Electric has really put us in a rough position with regard to kind of the timeliness of when they can deliver what they need to deliver so that we can do the rest of the work, or the contractors can. So after the last meeting and looking at the project schedule moving forward, the city engineer and I sat down, and we are going to do something a little bit different. We can't control the schedule as it relates to PG&E, but what we can control is how the conditions of the roadway feel and look for the period of time that's going to take before it's completed. So what you're going to see, Tony's working on this currently, is we're going to revert back for the time being until the work that's necessary is completed to a 3-way stop at that intersection. So there will be a stop sign at the intersection of Oak Tree Lane on 193 and also the one that exists currently on Oak Tree. And so lefts out, rights out will be a lot easier for the parishioners and everyone. It will slow traffic a little bit on 193 during congested times, but for the time being, it will create a slower, we hope, a slower environment so that people feel safe lefting out of that. In addition to that, I don't know, I haven't seen what has been proposed, but we also are looking at addressing the K-rail separation. What I will say about that, though, just to be frank, is that is an intentional decision. If I ask everybody to ask me about this, when you drive along a K-rail along a state freeway or highway, do you drive faster? And everybody answers the same way. No, of course not, because I don't feel as safe because there's, 12 inches of concrete, 12 inches from my right door, right? That's what we want. We want people to feel like it is condensed so that they're forced to slow down, because the bigger concern is not someone dinging the K-rail. The bigger concern is someone coming down 193 at 70 miles an hour on the curve and you're taking a left hand out and you're T-boned, and then the accident becomes real serious. So the short-term solution is an always stop there. And then once the electrical infrastructure is in the ground and energized, they'll complete the remainder of the underground work they need to do and then upgo the light standards, and hopefully we'll be removing those stop signs and just going to a standard signal
So
there.
you're actually going to put a stop sign
Correct.
on 193?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. And you couldn't open the right turn lane?
Well, you'll be able to take a right-hand turn, so it will be no different.
I'd like somebody to go look down there because you've only got one lane going right or left, but you've got the right turn lanes in there and you can't use them.
Yeah.
So
Will do.
anybody who looks at it thinks,
I
why
thought you were going to be
can't we
happier
use
about
it?
this.
Huh?
I thought you were going to be happier about this.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Fran, and Tony, thank you for showing up when you saw that Fran was going to be here also.
Welcome.
Would you like, Tony, would you
I
like to
think
say
he's
something?
there for me, but yes, thank you.
Whatever discussed was great. I just want to add about the K-rails, because intuitively we say, okay, let's move them out a couple feet. But the intent of those K-rails is to allow the traffic to continue on the other side while they're trenching on the north side. So the goal is to trench, finish the improvement on the north side, and then they start paving. And then when that work is done, they move the K-rail and they will flip the traffic. So this is going to be a step process. We were supposed to be here, correct, in December or sooner, and PG&E took 6-8 months to get here. But now everybody's seeing that, they're doing it. We did discuss the K-rail, but again, our recommendation, keep them in place with a stop sign. It slows everybody down. We'll have a warning further out, that stop sign ahead. And hopefully it allows them to continue working through winter, knowing the weather, but the progress will continue from here.
Thank you, Tony.
It's not the problem at Oak Tree Lane, the K-Lake is that where the
Fran.
Esplanade is.
Fran, if you want to talk afterward, go see Sean. We're good for that, obviously.
Thank you.
Look out. Next up, Stan Nader.
Mr. Mayor and Council, my name is Stan Nader and I live in the 12 Bridges area. I would like to speak to you tonight regarding the level of traffic that the community is experiencing throughout the city and neighboring communities. When my wife and I leave our home and travel to our appointed destination, we pray that we will remain safe and that we will return home in one piece. Drivers' incivility is on the rise, from tailgating, cutting drivers off, running stoplights, stop signs, and speeding. It is not a safe world out there. 12 Bridges Drive should be renamed 12 Bridges Speedway. I have witnessed Lincoln Boulevard traffic northbound backed up from First Street to Ferrari Ranch Boulevard, southbound from First Street to Fifth Street. I know the city is desiring to encourage Lincoln residents to shop downtown, but when it's difficult to traverse the city and let alone find a parking spot, citizens are likely to leave the city and do their shopping elsewhere. Unfortunately, there is little the city can do to alleviate this problem. The city states they have projects scheduled for Joyner Parkway and Ferrari Ranch Road, but these will do little to reduce the congestion on Lincoln Boulevard. I think one thing that would help to increase the civility of the driving public would be to expand the number of traffic officers in the police department. I realize the police department is severely constrained at this point in time to make this happen. In a recent department update, it was stated that 8 of the 16 police cars are in poor condition and need replacement. And with the increased population growth of the community, a new police station needs to be built. This is why increasing the city's tax base is so critical. Implementing business-friendly practices and instituting an aggressive program to attract businesses to locate in the city is so important. I will be looking forward to the work that the city's economic development director and economic development committee will do to accomplish this important work. Thank you.
Thank you, Stan. Last card, Jason Daggett. Yes, Jason.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council, city staff. So I've been coming to these meetings for some time. And despite some of my criticisms, I genuinely am rooting for the city council and the city to improve and be better for us. I know sometimes I can come off as a town pessimist. I don't want to be. All that said, recently I saw an article online announcing the groundbreaking of a new shopping center on Ferrari Ranch and Lincoln Boulevard. I was actually excited to see what the city was bringing in. Imagine my disappointment when I saw the list of planned tenants. A grocery store, which that'll make 4 on the same road within a mile. A gas station that makes 7 within a 1.5 mile stretch of the same road. A car wash with the same company, which the same company has another location that I wouldn't exactly say is booming, less than a half a mile away. And a Starbucks, which makes 3 at that same intersection, 5 within a mile, and approximately 11 in the city. Not to mention another sandwich shop and a fast food restaurant. The article had a quote about how much revenue that these businesses would bring in for police, fire, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not sure of the math that's being used there, excuse me. But in order for this to increase tax revenue, we need to increase the shopping base. I don't think any of these locations would draw a significant increase of people from outside of Lincoln to shop here, as they're just shopping options. So what we're doing is shifting the revenue made at 3 grocery stores and spreading it among 4, 6 gas stations of 7, 11 Starbucks to 11 and 1, et cetera, not increasing the revenue. The quote I do agree with was made by a resident on social media in response to this article that said, yep, we're still going to have to go to Rockland and Roseville. We've had multiple meetings this year and in the years past where the city staff has showed how little our tax revenue comes from sales tax. And the city's idea was to put in more of the same businesses we already have. We all know the definition of insanity. And using Lincoln Boulevard as an example, there's not even a restaurant that I can think of that's open past 9 o'clock that's not fast food. And we have a hotel in town. If you're a traveler on one of those hotels and you happen to get here past 9 o'clock, where do you eat? You get a Big Mac. That's about all you get. Jack in the Box is open 24 hours. Lost my spot. Oh, so we have businesses that make Lincoln like a drive-through town, where you can get some gas, get a Big Mac, get back on the road, and then we wonder why nobody wants to shop here. You want people to come and enjoy downtown, and I agree, they should, but you have to get them here first. And like it or not, large chain shopping businesses are the anchors that bring people in. I don't go shop in Roseville because I love the traffic and those beautiful scenic views of Highway 65 to get there. I shop there because that's where the large stores are at. And I do think shopping options can be good, although maybe put them on more than just the one road, Lincoln Boulevard, to help alleviate the traffic congestion on an already congested intersection and road. But I don't see how these new shopping centers are going to have any meaningful impact on our general fund shortfalls. It might sound good for the papers, but to me, it seems simply as development for the sake of development. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Hope, do we have anyone on Zoom? Okay, thank you. Comment on to consent calendar. Any council members or staff want to pull anything? Okay. A public comment on the consent calendar? Comments from the council?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Good, thank you very much. Okay. No public hearings, on to general business. 11A, adopt a resolution allocating the remaining ARPA funds to the Downtown Lincoln Association, DLA, to support the downtown beautification efforts. Erin, is she?
Erin is out ill this evening, so I'm going to pinch hit for her. And I worked on this with her, so I think I can. So we had some remaining American Recovery Act dollars that council may remember that multiple times over the period almost 4 years, council has done something I'm really proud of, which is that in many places simply took that money and dumped it into their general fund and used it like you might use a tax return or something. You just use it as you use it. And multiple different city councils at this point took a more broad view of that and decided to employ it strategically over the course of the last 4 years for things. The comment that I think Holly made many years ago was to try to target it towards things we otherwise couldn't reasonably afford to do. And so we've stuck to that for all of this time. And that goes to bolstering up the fire department and making some technology upgrades and improvements to the police department and business assistance and nonprofit grant assistance and parks and arts and on and on and on. So we're now down to the last just under $200,000, and we have been really successful in giving out these dollars to nonprofits or other partner organizations to help provide some type of public service to the city of Lincoln. And there were two ideas that remained on how to use that. We don't have enough to do all of the things we wanted to do, but we thought these two strategic things kind of scratched an itch that hadn't been scratched before. The first this evening is a member of the DLA came and was a spotlight speaker at the EDC a number of months ago. And at the end of the meeting, her presentation, the question was asked, well, what kinds of things can we do to help support downtown more that we're not already doing? And she was a very positive person. And she said, well, if there's anything, it would be nice to sort of beautify downtown more than it is. And maybe that means additional planting, maybe that means additional art installations in the downtown. It could take a number of different forms. And so we got in touch with the DLA and Randy Johnson, who I think is here this evening in his Santa beard. And we kicked around the idea that if we were to cede some money to the DLA, would the DLA be willing to take the lead on that project here in the downtown, which if you've been around Lincoln long enough, you know that you've probably seen Randy with his water backpack on going around watering all of the plants in the downtown area. We've worked over time to try to minimize that and come up with some better irrigation solutions. But really what it needs is a bit of a facelift. So initially, we had about $25,000 left in the bucket. And so we were going to propose, in fact, in the report, it proposes to cede that to the DLA, and they'll move forward with a project downtown or a series of them. Since then, one of our electeds, who I think will probably take this after I'm done, suggested that the subsequent item after this is some money that we would like to cede towards the PCCP for an economic development project, which I'll talk about later. And the question that was raised to me during agenda preps was, is $25,000 really enough to make a meaningful difference in the downtown area? And, you know, who's to say, right? We did all agree that $50,000 is certainly a good start to some meaningful change. And so staff is fully supportive. Council would need to make this motion, but we would be fully supportive if you wanted to reduce $25,000 from item 11B and therefore add it into 11A, making it a $50,000 seed to the Downtown Lincoln Association for Downtown Beautification. And I'd be happy to answer it. I'm sure Randy would be happy to talk about what his ideas are too, if you'd like.
May I? Yeah, so thank you, Sean, for that. Yeah, we originally talked about the 50, and I was really excited about that because I think that they can really do something with that. And then later the conversation was, it was 25, and so I did request, and I think Whitney we were in agenda prep together, and she was on the same page. So I'm hoping that the rest of the council will be okay with that. I'm perfectly fine with taking the money out of the next item, because that's not really going to do much for that either, but it will do a lot for the DLA. You know, we partnered with the chamber. We've given them, you know, some funds. And we did, when we had all of our ARPA money, we did the nonprofits and we did the businesses. But the DLA does a lot of work for downtown, and they are busy with social media and trying really hard to bring traffic and business, and they do events, and they're just working really hard. So my thought and my wish is to just give them the 50, let them take that chunk and do something really meaningful with it. So I would appreciate a vote on that. Yeah.
How do we handle that technically? Move the monies around with two different items.
If that motion is made and the council approves it, we will mark it as 50 here, and then we will just simply deduct whatever the total is, slightly less than that, but the total is from the second item.
Mhm.
Making a motion.
Yeah, I mean, if we're ready for that, I don't know if you want to do public comment, but I'd like to make a motion that we make this an even 50 and take it from the second item.
Open up public comment first before we go there. Anyone in the audience? Okay. Anyone? Oops, I'm sorry, Randy.
Yay.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't come in to give a speech, but I just want to let you know that when I saw it was $24,000, we were grateful. Don't get me wrong. We had hopes of a little bit more. We have a lot of great ideas. And for some of the ideas we have, obviously the 50 is not going to touch it because we're dreamers. We want this to be phenomenal downtown. We want it to be the place to go, which is going to be. But with the collaboration we have with the city, the chamber, the Downtown Lincoln Association, we're going to accomplish a lot. You're going to see some things change. That's enough seed money, like Sean says, that we can make some differences. We can start some things and make people feel like this is the place to go. This is the place to be. This is the people are going to feel better about our little community and maybe step up and be more participating with us. So we greatly appreciate it. As I represent the board for the Downtown Lincoln Association, I just want to say thank you. We appreciate it. We've got a great teamwork going. John, you mentioned a couple things earlier that I might be known as the downtown whiner more so than Fran, even a little bit. But Public Works, Matt, I got to give your boys credit. When something goes wrong, we need a little bit of attention. For our beautiful downtown, I bring it up, you guys take care of it. Christmas lights go out, you guys take care of it. Some of the watering and landscaping goes out, you guys take care of it. So some more graffiti shows up than I'd like to see, you guys take care of it. So that stuff's noted, and this group, this team takes care of that stuff, so we appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Very well said. Anyone else in the audience wishing to comment on this item? Okay, Hope, anyone online? Okay, very good. Back to the council for comments.
I agree. I was in the meeting where we were discussing this preliminarily, and I think that 50 could go a lot further for the DLA. I know we've heard a lot of presentations, and Economic Development Committee about, some flower projects that they'd like to do that are, self-watering and things that could really go a long way to bring beautification down here. And so I'm in favor of that and would like to second the motion.
Any other comments? Hope, if you would, please.
Just so we're clear, let's make sure we're making 11A, we're adding $25,000.
116.
Oh, sorry, 116. So that's,
25,116.
so that's the total. Okay.
That's the shift.
Gotcha. I just want to make sure the numbers are clear so that you know what you're voting on. And then when you vote on 11B, that 11B is contingent upon 11A's success.
Okay, we'll just call it chalk this up to rookie mistake. How's that?
Hey, you know what? Technically, you could vote on both of these together as one item because it's both ARPA funds and it could have been done as one resolution,
is-
frankly.
Can we come?
Yeah, I'm good with
Good
that.
combining? Ben? Do it. All right.
Would you like me to do a quick report on 11B?
Yes, please.
Okay, one moment. Okay, so what is proposed, the second bucket of money, which now with the $25,116 going to make it 50 total for the DLA, the proposal would be that the remainder, which is $182,777, am I right? I did that right up here with my calculator. That amount was, economic development is really tricky because the misnomer is that there's a magic wand that we can wave that gets us what we want. And the problem with that is that there's some very strict rules about gift of public funds. And so it would be very easy for us to attract a variety of retailers just by throwing money out there. Because really, these are money decisions versus anything else. There is no repository of retailers that you go and request to come in. This is all market related. And so we were scratching our heads a little bit about what can we do to really move the needle to get some of these retailers that people actually want when we don't have a whole lot to give legally or otherwise. So one idea that Aaron actually came up with was on greenfield projects, for example, the large shopping center, which you will be seeing after the new year at Nelson and 65, which is the Ferrari Ranch project is about 70,000 square feet. One tenant in the Nelson and 65 shopping center is over 150,000 square feet. So we're talking about a very large commercial project. Some of these really large greenfield projects, almost all of them have some environmental mitigation that's required. Just as the way it is. And this is a very expensive proposition for developers that are developing that land, whether it be endangered species or wetlands. All of them have some mechanism whereby developers have to essentially pay money into banks that then go mitigate elsewhere so that you can build on your property, and such as development in California. So the idea we had was that while we would struggle to just simply give a developer money to satisfy that, we can't do that. What we can do is we can put money on credit, for lack of a better term, with the Placer County Conservation Program, which governs a lot of that, and provide an opportunity for the council, if you so choose, on a really special project that you view has an immense public benefit. So it could be a huge retailer that's really going to move the needle for us from a sales tax perspective. It could be an industrial developer that is going to bring jobs, any of those kinds of things. The city council could choose at some point in the future to activate those dollars as offsetting their costs that they would otherwise have to pay out of their development budget. And so will it change the world with regard to a tenant or a huge business? No. But is it something additional that you can add as a small incentive that may move the needle? Because sometimes they're making decisions between, say, Lincoln and Auburn or Lincoln and West Sac that is in the smallest of margins. And just having that tool is a lot better than having very little at all. So our perspective is that it's money well spent. It's money that's going to go to the PCCP, whether it be out of our pocket or the developers. And so this gives us at least one tool in the toolbox. And so that's the generalized idea. The details are in your report, and they do get rather technical. We have circulated a preliminary MOU to PCCP for review, and they're doing that now. But conceptually, their executive director has told us that they think they can make this work if the council is okay with it. And the total dollar figure again for that would be $182,777, which is the last dollar left that you have in ARPA. That'll be it. No more ARPA.
Comments back to council?
Oh, I'm good to go.
Covered full cycle. It sounds like we're banking on flexibility here. We're banking our flexibility. Yeah. Okay. Of creative solutions. Okay. Anyone in the audience want to comment on this item? Seeing none. Hope. Anyone online? Nope. Okay. Have a motion?
I move approval.
And was that?
I got a second.
Thank you, sir. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Very good.
Okay, and Hope, you're good
Glad
on
to do that,
the
or-
technical revision? Okay, we voted on 11A and 11B together with the
Yes.
fund shift. I just wanted to make sure our clerk was clear. I'm going to call that a technical amendment because we're just going to draw a line through a number and put a different number in.
Okay.
All good?
All good. All good. All right. 11C, adopt a resolution approving new street intersection names of 5 unnamed existing driveways along Lincoln Boulevard, Sterling Parkway, and East Joyner Parkway as recommended by the theme and naming committee, or commonly known as TANK. Nita, you going to be doing this?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This item was brought to the tank by Chief Alves to help provide identification to those intersections that are part of shopping centers or continuous through areas. So for example, the one that is most common to me is the intersection of Lincoln Boulevard and Jack in the Box. And that works great as long as Jack in the Box is there for eternity. But it probably won't be. And so Chief Alves had suggested that we name some of those intersections, and he brought forward names of honored police officers and firefighters to the tank. They agreed that they agree with those naming the intersections and with those names. The one change we wanted to make from the original tank recommendation is we're shortening the names down to the last name of those individuals, and then the nominator of the intersection, whether it's Place Square, et cetera. And then we'll work with Public Works to have their emblems be placed on the left side of the streets so that we can identify them and honor them as either police or firefighter. I did want to make one correction that I was remiss to fix before bringing this forward. There is a typographical error on the staff report and on the resolution itself, that Brasso is spelled, am I pronouncing that correctly? Brasso is spelled incorrectly, and it should be Barroso. So if the council adopts this resolution, we will make that small typographical change before it's signed.
Thank you. Questions from the council?
No questions, but I really like this idea.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. Thank you, Chief, for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I agree. I think I agree that it was good to shorten it because I think that works out well. It's easier for everybody.
I'll let you know that I do wallow in the details every once in a while. I looked at one of the items here from the Gilliford. Am I pronouncing that name properly? From a 1991 article in the Sacramento Bee, not even the news in the Messenger. They talk about the current fire department budget is $163,000.
That's a lot.
And they had a new
That
purchase
gives
of
Chief Mejia
equipment,
anxiety.
a new pumper for $138,000. Can we go back to those days?
Whoa.
Wow. Yes.
So this is really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, comments from the, anyone in the audience? Hope, anyone online? Okay, very good. Bring it back to the council. Motion, please.
I move approval.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Thank you very much. That'll be good. Okay, city manager reports.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a couple here. So first of all, we'll be putting some communications out on social media and otherwise. We'll have a couple of brief holiday closures during the time period in between Christmas and New Year's. All services remain active. You could get assistance if you need it. In-office assistance may be somewhat limited during that period of time. So if you have something you really need during that period of time, please let us know. But generally, it's pretty dead around here. Two people I want to call out this evening that one has retired and one is retiring tomorrow. Officer Corey Leahy and firefighter Corey Leahy and firefighter Norm Kent, both are retiring. And Corey retired just the other day, and Norm has a retirement thing tomorrow. Corey's spent 35 years serving the Lincoln community in our fire department, and Norm has 27 years. Both of those gentlemen predate Lincoln being a paid fire department. So you're talking about people that either work through CAL FIRE contracts and or usually volunteered their time, and which was the way of the small town fire service for 100 years in California. And so these guys saw the department start. They eventually became paid firefighters here in a very teeny department, and until just a number of years ago, were on the tightest of shifts and schedules with staffing. And so it's been really nice to get to talk to them a little bit and hear them talk about how much has changed over time and the standards by which the community sort of desires fire and EMS services have changed and evolved over that time. So huge thank you to those guys for dedicating quite literally their whole working lives to this place. And, you know, we always say you have to respect the service, period. But these are both really nice guys, so you should respect them too.
Sean,
Yeah.
did you say Norm is having a celebration
Yeah,
tomorrow?
he has a, Chief, do you want to share?
Yeah, it'll be tomorrow, Station 34 again, starting at 11:30 till 1:30 again. We'll be doing a presentation at 12:30.
Couple things. We have a very busy calendar in the first quarter of next year. I won't go through all of the items, but we have quarterly budget update. We have audits coming. We have the big ticket item in either late January or early February will be our water master plan, which Matt and Araceli and a bunch of others have been working on for months now. And it's a really important document that we're going to probably spend quite a bit of time discussing in this forum because it informs the water strategy for the city of Lincoln for the foreseeable future. And the decisions, the projects that are forecasted and the recommendations that you will see in that report are not cheap. That you will see quite a bit about redundancy and how we protect not only what we have in terms of a pretty good relationship with Placer County Water Agency, but also the concern that I think the professional engineers sitting across from me have on a regular basis is that our ability to be self-sustaining from a water perspective in the event of a significant emergency or a compromised line that comes into Lincoln where we lose flow is brief at the moment. We have some capacity to continue to keep pressure up for a limited period of time. And we see that as the community grows, we're really going to need to bolster that. It's going to require some significant investments so that water is just one of those services that it's kind of a no-fail proposition that no one notices when they turn it on and it works. Everyone notices when it doesn't come out. especially if you're in the shower or something, right? So, so that's coming, and a variety of other planning and economic development projects that we're kind of working on currently. And then finally, just a fun thing, and we're still working on some specific details related to schedule, but if you want to mark your calendars, preliminarily, we're looking at next Wednesday at noon to do a ceremonial groundbreaking of the skate park on Joyner and First, which I'll get you all the information on that. We're just trying to line up everyone. And you won't actually see actual construction work on that until the soil dries out in the spring. But once you do, in the spring and summer of next year, you'll see tractors out there in front of the community center digging up and creating Lincoln's very first real professional skate park. So pretty excited about that. So if you're able to come out, please come out, because although you won't be able to skate tomorrow, you'll see a pretty picture of it. So that's cool.
We'll get to turn some more dirt.
Yeah,
so
that's right. More
good.
dirt. And that's, and
the
happy
7th.
holidays to everybody, and sorry, not tomorrow, Wednesday
The
of next week.
the
Apologies.
17th,
Yeah.
right?
And then just finally, happy holidays to everyone. Huge thank you to the staff here. They make this place a lot of fun, for me at least. And so looking forward to a great 2026 next year. Thank you.
Which will come sooner, too soon.
Yep.
All too soon. Good. Council initiated business. Anyone?
Something great.
John?
Yep. We have had ongoing conversations about some municipal code cleanup relating to EDC, Parks and Rec, Library, and the Airport Committee. And I'm hoping we can kind of put that on the schedule. Some things that we had talked about is, we had this over a year ago, variable council being able to vary the number of public members, potentially revising the term, getting consistent about having 2 council members on every committee, because Parks and Rec for some reason only has 1, which is kind of silly. And then who's voting and who's ex officio, and kind of get it consistent across all of those, if that's something we could tackle. Yep.
I agree. Yep.
What, a workshop?
Mhm.
Okay. Anyone else?
Not for business, no.
Any reports?
Yeah, I have one. Monday, yesterday, that was yesterday, right? Had a LAFCO committee meeting, not LAFCO, sorry. SACOG, I was looking at her LAFCO agenda, SACOG committee meeting. I'm on the Policy and Innovation Committee. And one of the items was we had federal and state advocacy, the lobbyist update. And there was a lot of mumbo jumbo in there about, the administrations and what they're all doing and all that stuff. But the one thing that really stood out, which I remember, they've been talking about this for a while. And when Mayor Joyner was here, he talked about it a lot. And we're going to start seeing some real legislation moving forward on this idea of vehicle miles traveled. And there's two different buckets in this. So the first one is, as everyone is trying to move to, less cars driving, more public transit, that sort of thing, the funding that's available for housing projects, trying to put more funding in the projects that lean more towards the viability of public transit and less vehicle miles traveled individually. So that's the first thing. That's, funding that comes through the state and feds for those kind of projects. The other side of that, of vehicle miles traveled, is we're going to start seeing legislation on taxes because the gas tax revenue is decreasing because more people are driving EVs. And I know that I think Congress is working on some kind of, tax for EV drivers because there's less gas car drivers and trying to make it equitable, which is, the whole thing is nonsense. But anyway, but they're working on how do we replace the gas tax revenue. And so what they're going to start working towards is putting regulators on cars and taxing us so much per mile that we traveled. And that really disturbs me personally. I think there's a lot of things wrong with that. One, it's an invasion of privacy and it falls under this whole surveillance, thing. And then also, we don't need another way to tax people like that. And one of the other members on that committee made a really good point, council member from Citrus Heights. He said, we're just setting up another system that will end up just like the gas tax. It's not sustainable. And so my comment yesterday was, you know, I mean, SACOG does need to be part of this conversation. And when I saw the executive director's face, when I said, I'm hoping SACOG will be against this. And it was like, well, we need to be part of the conversation. Yeah, absolutely, we do. But I'm not for supporting any kind of vehicle miles traveled tax. We need to figure out the system and more broadly. But anyway, just wanted to put that on your radar. I know it's been talked about a little bit, but it's coming. And it's coming on a freight train.
Holly?
Yep, you bet.
Well, I know we'll probably talk about this later, but we had our Christmas parade last weekend. That was amazing. And we have LAFCO tomorrow. We are going to be looking at our outdated MOU as the big agenda item. It's about 25 years old. It hasn't been revised. There's a lot of confusion, and it's causing a lot of issues and staff time. And so we're going to be looking at that. And it looks like the recommendation is to change the MOU with our county to being a month by month basis versus a 6-month clause, to where you can, if you decide you want to change something or you want to pursue a different option, you can do that at any time, because you're locked in at this point for once a year to be able to do anything. So just making, having discussion and potentially making some revisions and updating it is what we're going to be discussing really heavily tomorrow, which will be really good. It's definitely needed. And EDC tomorrow, and I think that was it for me. Yeah.
Thank you. For me, we have the airport committee meeting next Wednesday, 10 o'clock, the downstairs conference room. Things are going along pretty well over there. We've got the CAM charge that'll be coming up. We're still moving forward with the discussion with a professional airport management group. That more in that in the first quarter, so things are going along very well over there. That's all I have. John?
Nothing noteworthy.
Anything noteworthy?
Well, yeah, they, at the flood board, they gave us a little bit of a weather report, and they said that it very well could rain.
Did they say what year?
But equally, it could not.
Okay. The weather report. Okay. Good. Informational items. What do we, okay. Yes.
Boynton and Public Works, everybody
Yeah.
for revamping our. It was fun. We had good time and a great turnout at the tree lighting as well. And so that was a lot of fun. So thank you, everybody, for that. I did want to really quickly, if I may, just, well, I'll say that for a second. I do want to let you know about one other event that's coming up. And you'll get to do this next year, Mayor, but they've already invited me, so I'm doing it. But the, yeah. It's really exciting for them. The Shabbat Lincoln Jewish Center finally have, yes. So I'm inviting you to come watch me light the candle. They are doing a grand opening. They are going to be they're in the feed building. And so they have their own place now, really exciting. And so that's going to be at 2:30. And then the 3:45 do the candle lighting, and we'll light the lead candle and all that for Hanukkah and all that. So it's this Sunday the 21st, sorry, not this Sunday, Sunday the 21st, in their new place in the feed building. They actually already have the sign out there. So, and you guys remember the rabbi, he comes and prays every now and then, and him and his wife and family are really great, love them to death. And so I wanted just to let everybody know that they're really excited about their grand opening. And then I just want to make a really quick comment. I know it's not an agenda, but I wanted to comment on Jason's public comment about tenants. Um, I understand your point, Jason, 100%, but what people need to remember is that when developers come and they build these things, we do our best to work with them to say, hey, these are the things we would like to see, but we're not the ones negotiating the tenants. They do that and they hunt them down. Now, we have Aaron and we have Daniela who are, pounding the pavement, working on economic development for us. And sometimes we have more of a say and what comes or what doesn't. And sometimes we have some influence, like for example, everybody's been asking for Trader Joe's, right? Well, up until this point, Trader Joe's has a certain population threshold. But other developers have been working with them. Other people have been talking about it. A few months ago, Whitney posted a petition. Yeah. Please sign this and we'll send it to them. How many signatures did you get for that? To tell
Over 1,000
over-
in 24 hours.
Yeah, over 1,000 in 24 hours. So tell Trader Joe's that Lincoln really wants them to come. And so we do a lot of work to attract businesses like what you're talking about. And we want that. We desire that. But sometimes the council and the staff, we don't have any control over who the development team and the people who are funding these commercial centers, who they contract with. And I'm saying we don't have any say, but they're the ones who go after them. They're the ones who make the deals. And so my thought is, am I thrilled that there's going to be duplicate stores? But the thing is the market will take care of it, right? If one doesn't work, they close down, somebody else will come up. I think they're going to put a Starbucks. I heard the other one in Safeway parking lot will close. I mean, it all works out. People will go and I think there's going to be a Chipotle there. And because the builder told me that people want a Chipotle. So there's a lot of good things. Not every store is for everybody, but let's just make the most of it and be positive and keep as many dollars in Lincoln as we can. So I hear what you're saying, Jason, and I don't disagree with you on like 95% of your comment, but there's only so much we can do. We're not the developers. We're not the ones building it. And so,
Yeah, we can make it.
yes.
Not convenient, but enticing for them to come. here.
Yes, and we do our part of that. We can offer incentives or, we can do this or that because we want good businesses to come. But at the end of the day, we're not the ones building it and we're not the ones.
They're taking the risk.
Yes, exactly.
I
So-
just wanted to add on to that, that I got a long email, a couple emails about this particular development that we're talking about. And I pretty much independently had the same answer and response that Holly was just saying, that legally we don't have any say in what businesses come in. It's state law, and we can advocate, we can have conversations. Some developers are more collaborative than others, and that's really great, and we really appreciate that when that happens. But at the same time, it's just it's not our role and our allowance. So we are absolutely trying to do as much as we can to advocate whenever the conversations present themselves, and we even reach out to advocate on residents' behalf, and as well as your point about how some people want one thing and other people don't. Well, I got I got over 1,000 responses in a very short window of 1 or 2 days of people petitioning for Trader Joe's because I've been hearing it for so long. But as many thousands of people that have constantly told me that they want a Trader Joe's, every once in a while someone says, I don't like Trader Joe's. So it's so hard because, we don't all love or like the same things, but I promise we're trying to do our best. And it's not that we don't disagree with you, but there is, only so much we can do.
And one of you two did a segue into the Thursday night tree lighting and the parade. So Dave Williams, are you around? Can you tee it up, sir?
Yes.
We just happen to have a little video. For those who don't know, this is Harry Potter, of course. That's it. Yeah, cool.
Cool. Thank you for doing that.
Well,
I-
that was, I did Thursday nights. Rick Manis did the parade. He was just running up and down
He
the whole parade.
was,
He was
he
fabulous.
was. I also wanted to thank you, Matt, for having more of the city vehicles in there. That was so cool. It was great having the big trucks and stuff. Thank you for that. That was awesome.
Yeah, they started off with, I think, 90 some odd entrants, and by the time they got all done, there's 130. So it was, I think, the biggest parade we've ever had for Christmas, certainly. Okay. Any other last minute comments? Crew? Okay. In that case, first gavel town, done. Thank you.